got to go right into it. How does it feel to be 5 seasons in the most watched show across all FX networks, my guy? How does this feel, man?
It feels amazing. It still feels like a dream. Like, it doesn't even hit me that I'm a part of this show. So for our show to be being received the way that it's being received, it's like, wow. Like, I really appreciate every moment of it, because I know this is not the norm. It doesn't happen for everybody. So I just appreciate every moment of this whole experience.
No, absolutely. And I got to first and foremost say congratulations. I think you're a new dad, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I am. Yes.
So let's talk about the sleep pattern, man. How's the sleep going right now? Can you sleep, baby? Because I know what's going on. I got a whole 10-year-old.
At first, no, I didn't sleep that much. Like, so when my son was born, I had to fly into Atlanta, and then the day after, I had to fly back to LA to continue filming. So I missed the first 2 weeks of his life. So when my wife came to LA with him, that first night they came, I had to film the next day. I was done on set. I was done. I was like, this is what you've been going through for 2 weeks. I was done, but now he's good. He wakes up for like 5 minutes for a quick bottle. He goes right back to sleep. So now I'm good.
Absolutely. Leon Simmons, iconic character at this point, at least for me. Solid brother, of course. Everybody in the hood knows a Leon. And what I really like right now is how he went from like a naive guy kind of going through life experiences to someone that's enlightened and now a man of the community. How hard was it for you to do that transition of that character?
It was so easy because I think one thing that Leon and myself have in common is our heart, and doing things with pure intention. So I think that that transition that we did with Leon was necessary. And like I said, it was easy. I think that, you know, especially with what happened last season, it was an easy transition. Like, of course he's going to change. Like, he accidentally killed a little child. Like, of course. So, you know, I think if he didn't change, it would be unrealistic, you know? It'll really be on some fairy tale stuff, because nobody's going to go through that traumatic experience and not even change a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was a very easy transition for me, even as an actor.
Absolutely. Okay. Obviously, you guys feel like a really cohesive unit on camera, but it's interesting. So I'm in Washington, D.C., and I met Damson Idris one time at a radio station, and I ran up on him. Yo, Franklin Saint. I'm expecting him to be like, what's up, cuz? He was like, hey, what's up, mate? See you in the Tesco at, mate. This is crazy. What is it like, number one, going from that cohesiveness to then offset? What's the personalities like? I mean, you have guys from other countries sounding like LA guys super naturally. What's it like, just these different personalities on set, man?
Oh man, we all like it's a perfect matchup with everyone, because like I tell everybody, I say this in every interview, like, we're all like family. We literally talk, if not every day, every other day. And we continue to grow that bond outside of even filming Snowfall. Like, I know once Snowfall comes to an end, we're all going to stay in touch with each other forever, because we've literally, one, been working side by side with each other for, you know, with COVID, 6 years. And like, you just don't throw away a relationship like that once you're done working with someone. Like, we're all very on and off set, and working together is like, I always look forward to coming to set, because it's like, these dudes are hilarious. So it's like, I always look forward to seeing them, whether we're on set or, you know, we're off set.
Beautiful. If I'm not mistaken, although you are an actor, you're a general creative, because you also do photography, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Talk about this, man. What made you get behind the lens as well? And, you know, talk about your photography career and what you want to do with that.
So my dad has been doing photography for over 30 years.
Oh, wow.
I've always been around it. But one time, John was on set and he had his camera. He always had a camera around his chest, like always had a camera, no matter where we went. But he took a picture of me with his camera one day and he showed me. I was like, yo, that picture is crispy. Like, what kind of camera is that? He told me the camera, and literally the next day, I got the same camera, came back to set, and I was like, John, look what I got. He's like, oh, shoot, okay, cool. Let me show you this. Let me show you that. And he like was seeing how I wanted to take photos and stuff. Like, he's like, yo, you have an eye. Like, continue pushing through with this, because this will help you if you ever decide to direct. You know, you would definitely have that eye for creativity. So I've taken a break from photography. I was really heavy in it before COVID. But once COVID hit, I just kind of like, you know, life happens. And I think I tapped into film photography as well. I love film.
Okay.
I told myself that this year I'm picking my camera back up because it's a good therapy for me, you know, to just go anywhere. And I don't really particularly care to like take pictures of people. I love abstract thing like buildings, nature, like anywhere I'm at. I just like to take like in the moment type photos. So that's pretty much with my photography. So.
Absolutely. Well, I own and run an art gallery in Washington, D.C., man. You ever do a show, you better come holler at your boy, man. We got you. Are you a sports guy? Do you like sports?
You know, everyone asks me, like, I've never been into sports, even when I was a kid. But I watch the games. I watch like the NBA finals, or I watch the Super Bowl. But as far as like sticking with it throughout the season, I can't.
Yeah. But the big moments, you're into the big moments in sports, basically.
The big moments for sure.
So it's interesting when I look at Leon's character. I got to say, I see some similarities with what's happening today. You look at Kaepernick, you look at what's happening with Brian Flores, you look at what's going on with even Deion Sanders now raising the profile of HBCUs for athletes. What I see are men that are making a way out of no way in systems set to really destroy them or not allow them to be their best. And I see that in Leon as well, but just more in a community aspect. Can you just talk about, you know, what you see in regards to Leon's transformational process and how it might even have an effect on how people look at themselves in the real world and how they can change their own realities?
Well, you know, art has an interesting way of mimicking life. Of course, that's the goal, and to shed light on things and to get people to think. With all the changes that Leon is going through this season, he's just all about awareness. And I think that people are definitely catching on because I like to look at the tweets as Snowfall is airing, and a lot of people are literally listening. They're not just like, oh, Leon's on a whole nother wave. They're listening to what Leon is saying in these moments. And like some people are like, oh, wow, like I didn't think of it like that, or I didn't think of that. So I think that is the whole point and purpose behind, at least for me, you know, making this transition with the character, because it's not only just something that's real, but people are paying attention. And that's like so important because he's not just talking some random stuff. Like he's speaking the truth, and people need to hear the truth. And so I think your life is really taking heed to what he's saying, and it's great.
Very cool. What do you hope Snowfall has done for the culture at large?
And, do justice with the story. The story is such a important historical event that happened in Black history, unfortunately, but a lot of lives were affected by this. And I want people to know that we didn't just take this story and what people went through and just say, oh yeah, we're just going to do whatever with it. Like we're putting a lot of heart and soul and thought behind each performance, you know, just trying to be as true as possible to these stories and to not only entertain people, but to educate people as well. And that's what it did for me. I was born in 95, so I didn't know a lot of this stuff. And I'm not even from LA. So it's like I had to learn so much. And I know because our audience is a very wide range as far as the age group that watch the show. So I know a lot of the younger generation who watch the show are learning a lot, because I know I learned a lot. And so I just want to I want people to take away the fact that, you know, we're not only entertaining, but we're educating, especially the youth, and we're not glorifying drugs at by any means possible. We're not glorifying anything. We're literally just telling a story. So I think that's what puts us in another category than a lot of the other shows.
Absolutely, I agree. What do you hope Leon Simmons, as a character that you've imbued yourself into, what do you hope that does for folks that are watching him, or in general about the perception of that era or Black masculinity?
I think, and I hope, what this character has done is a lot of the people who are like Leon in real life, they automatically, when they see me, they naturally have this connection and respect for me because of how I portray Leon. So what I want is for, even when Leon had that vulnerable scene last season with Sissy, and he's just getting all this emotion out, I want people who really identify with Leon to know that you're still a human at the end of the day. You have to deal with self. And right now, Leon is dealing with self. And, you know, that's a part of just being a human being, you know, being a man, being a strong man, you have to deal with self. You have to have your vulnerable moments, because if not, you're going to tear yourself down. You know, if you don't release, you have to release. So that's what I noticed. I noticed that a lot of people who really live this life and really connect with Leon and really feel like they were like Leon in their younger days, I see that they're taking that from my character. And then when they meet me in person, like, wow, you're nothing like your person, but you real, like, like. And so I'm able to even, you know, connect with them on a deeper level and have these intellectual conversations with them about, you know, about self. So that's really what, you know, is gratifying for me.
Absolutely. What was it like getting an LA cultural education from Dub C himself, man?
It was amazing. It was amazing. Right when I booked the show, that night, they put me on the phone with Dub. It was like, okay, we're about to start filming. You got to get on the phone with Dub tonight. So I called him, and he was just like super LA. We went over the script together, and he was like, we're talking about, we went word for word, and he was like, hey, you got this, homie. Like, you got this. Like, you don't overthink it. Just be in the moment, but you got it down packed. Like, he just, it was all about like the physicality of the character, but also obviously, you know, the accent. So they put me on the phone with Dub immediately, and we became close just like that. Like, I can call Dub at any time. Like, that's my guy.
So your Dickie suit game is on swollen right now, I'm assuming, right?
For sure, man. I've been wearing the same Dickie since season 1. Come on, man. I'm a veteran.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna say too, man. Leon got the flyest afro on TV right now, man. They're doing a good job with this.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'd agree.
Who's your favorite character on Snowfall?
Who's my favorite character? I think Jerome, man. Jerome is like.
Hey, shout out to Jerome. I don't know this guy, but I went to Howard University, and I know me and Joseph did as well. H, was in the building. So
yeah. That's my guy. Like, the way he plays that character, like, he has so many, I'm talking about small moments where you really paying attention, you know, in the midst of chaos, that he's doing something. I'm like, yo, like, that's hilarious. So that's dope. Like, how did you even think of that? He's the reason why in the finale of season 2, when I was talking to Franklin in jail, he's the reason why that scene even came out the way that it came out. I was doing it. I did it like 2 takes, and they were good. But the last take, he was like, he pulled me to the side. He gave me this pep talk. He's like, I really want you to just, like, don't think, just give it your all. Just really be in that moment. And just hearing that in that moment, I was like, okay, cool. Like, it wasn't scripted to break the phone. It wasn't like, a lot of that wasn't, I pretty much like improv a lot of that. So I just was in the moment after he gave me that pep talk. And literally when they yelled cut, he was like, that's what I'm talking about. I'm like, thank you. Like, like, for real, I'll definitely say Jerome for sure.
Absolutely. Last question. What can we expect from Isaiah John this season and just beyond in your artistic career, man?
This season, you're going to just expect, I want you to expect to see some amazing performances. I want you to really just thoroughly be entertained. Like, this season is a great season. And as far as myself, right now, I'm in the middle of like really sitting down and thinking like, okay, what do I want to do next? I want to do something impactful, something that I really care about, a story that I really care about telling. And yeah, so right now I'm in the middle of just making those decisions for what I want to do next. Cause you know, I want each project to, if not have the same impact as Snowfall, have a bigger impact as Snowfall, and just continue to grow that way. I'm all about a really good story. So.
Big time, man. We love what you're doing, bro. It's great to have you on the scene. You're doing great work. You're representing the culture well, and we appreciate everything you on, man. I want you to really know that.